mukta, cutting the root, is it like removing your hidden self and cutting it out? Because it's like...
It means at least that there's nothing you're doing in your life that is feeding it. You know that it's extremely difficult to fully uproot. So you have two options. One is you can get it out, but it's difficult and not easy. And the other option is that it's dormant. And Yogi Bhajan will use both those terms at different times. Yes? Excuse me? The hidden self, most of you know a little bit about that. There's a shadow and your personality, and within the shadow there's something else which we try to avoid by avoiding shadow, which is not healthy. Upset is a shadow feeling, in a way, actually, yeah? We talk about it like that. It's coming out of the shadow, a place that we don't often go. One reason we don't go there is because hiding in there's another entity that's very undesirable, a little tyrant, baby. You know, we say the 2-year-old is a little monster, yeah? Starts off a little angel, and then by the time they're 2, it's a little monster. So there's this karmic baby in you that no matter how much you stroke it, love it, nourish it, and whatever, it just is going to give you trouble. And you have two options. Can you pull it out? Actually very difficult, because it's rooted in the very expansion of your physical body from a fetus to this human being. You understand how deeply rooted that is? Yeah? Very deeply rooted. So the other option, which most people can achieve, is put it to sleep. The challenge is, don't put your entire shadow to sleep at the same time. Be clear what it is. Put hidden self to sleep. Enjoy the polarity of the shadow and the personality. And those two working together serves you to the elevation to your higher self. But to work with shadow, you have to deal with upset. I think one of the largest elements in upset is indeed, goes up to this earlier point, not how I want it. It's not how what I believed the world was promising me. You understand? Even as a little baby, you have some naive assumption. The world promises me unconditional love and so many other apparent things, and it doesn't come out like that. So your upset goes a long way back. It's not just yesterday, last week. It's not just this meditation now. The meditation is just actually pulling up from you an ancient upsetness. Even you incarnated and you probably got upset about that. Yeah. If you don't water the seed doesn't grow, there'll be no roots.
Okay. I can understand.
Yeah. Don't feed it. Don't put wood on the fire, fire goes out. This kind of thing. So it's like...
This is the way to keep it dormant.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. You have to be very realistic with yourself, and the aspiration might be nice, so I'm going to uproot it, and other people have a very naive aspiration, and I'm going to hug it and love it, and it's going to become something beautiful and wonderful. And if you think like that, you've completely misunderstood Yogi Bhajan's message. Other people maybe have different versions of it, but the Yogi Bhajan has distinguished between your everyday, shadowy background, things you hide, things what you do when nobody's looking, your little indulgences, your bathroom self when you're under the covers, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this is a shadow. Well, I call it naughty but nice. Yeah, but there's another thing in you, and you can't treat it the same way as the other elements of the shadow. It hides in the shadow, but it's not shadow. You must understand it's an entirely different quality, and therefore it must be dealt with in a different manner. Often these get confused. So either it's a no-go zone, like we just don't go there. That's kind of very, very safe, but a lot of denial. Or people go without this clarity. And then you get in a big mess. So people do years and years of therapy, just nourishing their hidden self, just acting out the story of the hidden self again and again and again. And it never gets cleared. Some forms of psychosis and mental illness is that the hidden self is totally dominating the person's life. Absolutely. Which is why one of the approaches has to be very, very firm with a person where that's acting out. It has to be very clear. No negotiation. I'm not talking to that part of you. Don't want to know.
You're saying you can't really heal this part of yourself.
It's not sick. It doesn't. There's nothing to heal. It's not an illness.
So you can't approach.
It's not a disease.
You can't approach with love and kind of, but you just have to put it to sleep.
If you can't get it out, make it shut up. I'm sorry to be, brutal about it, crude about it, but Yogi Bhajan put it across much more brutally than I am. Absolutely. He wanted us to make this distinction. He saw how many times, if we opened up into shadow, we got this mix-up. He did like that. He said it's interlocked, yeah? And then you don't know the difference anymore. You have to separate it out. Why? This meditation? There's several meditations like that. To make this separation. Yes, exactly. In the shadow, there's buried treasure, but you don't go there without guidance. That's what Guru is. That's what guidance. Shabad, mantra, Guru, something. You don't go there. Because, they call it hungry ghosts, yeah? The Buddhists refer to it, hungry ghosts. Yeah? You step into, that's why it's scary. That's why our references being broken, unknown is happening, yeah? What is one of your duties as a teacher when you're working with meditation, and people are moving into this unknown realm, sometimes your voice, quality, what you say, how you say, when you say, your projection as you say it, to serve that as that person walks into this upset and so on, that they go on the golden line, follow like the deep sea diver. Yeah, there's a thread, coming down, cable, and an oxygen thing going there, and you stay connected to that. When you feel emotional in the mantra and you're chanting, what's the best thing to do? Keep chanting. Yeah? Cry, feel everything, let all the tears come, whatever, but keep chanting. Because your mantra is the lifeline. Yeah? You're going down, no problem. Just keep the rhythm and keep the chanting. Yeah? Because in that way, you get the treasure. You don't fall down the abyss. There's no reason or need to go down in the abyss. All the fairy tales of it, in the abyss, you want to leave that thing down there. When that comes out, it's the beginning of the end of the world. All those fairy tales like that, that creature has awoken. That's the beginning of the movie that says the world is now threatened to its very existence. Yeah. Not just because there's some good guys and bad guys and there's a little conflict with this village or that village, and because he's taking drugs and they're partying and while somebody else is meditating, and this is all just a little play going on. But when the dragon awakes, then it's like, uh-oh, this is big. Yeah?
And then it's just the mantra, nothing else. Just the mantra.
If that's what the meditation asks you, if it's a pranayama, whatever it is, and if it upset comes to you in the middle of any other scenario, what's your line? What's your lifeline? What is going to hold you steady? Either you get out because you're not ready. That's what many people will do. Just like, I can't do this, and they just, turn away. I can't talk about it, I can't be there, I can't be with those people, it upsets me too much, or whatever, yeah? I recognize I can't deal with it. So I just normalize, yeah? Do whatever you can to normalize yourself. You're yogis, you're practitioners, you're moving to another level. So when that comes up for you, you need to have other tools. You need to inhale Sat, exhale Nam, whatever it is. Somebody is upset, so one of the meditations, the Yoga Bhajan gave pranayama. So when you don't know what to do, have you heard him? He's 3 or 4 times. He's given a meditation. He says, when you don't know what to do, there's nothing else works, do this. Check them out. There's only 3 or 4 times when he said that, and those are exactly the kind of, one of them was 4 in one breath, yeah? Inhale 4, exhale 1. Many of you know it because I've often reminded you of it. It's saved me many, many times. Doesn't matter what's happening, just don't discuss anything, don't analyze anything, don't try to figure out anything. It's an act of faith. Stay in the rhythm, stay in the pranayama, and you ride the waves, the water, yeah? You go through the waves. Okay, when nothing else works, you should have a little toolbox on one hand that you can grab one of those 4 or 5 things and say, just hold on to this. I'm not going to drown in upset. I'm not going to do karmic reaction. I'm not going to deny what I'm experiencing. I shall stay in this and I shall walk through it and out the other side of it. And you need a thread. All the tools of the teaching are trying to give you this. Yes, yes. You think you've crossed the ocean and you're on a desert island. And you haven't, yeah? There's many times. And then people are isolated as teachers, yeah? They get into a little bubble, their little group of students, and the whole thing starts to shrink because it was isolating, it was not expansive. Yeah? So you have to be, there are a lot of cautions on the way, a lot of ways this can go wrong. So we'll be very, very conscious and we'll work it out.